More specific to the stuff that I used to do a lot of competition. For this one, just some principles, some small tricks on the ground that I used to do, and no more. Okay, so for the warming up, what we're going to do is just a small few drills that I always do, especially when I'm teaching the kids and the young age, just to get their way around the body. Okay. Can I have more? Okay, so what we see now all the time, so the influence from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is massive. And now you see kids, they're always watching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know, the guys, and when we do Niwaza, they always try to make to this position straight away for randori. Yeah? Maybe they're not so good here in this position, but they make it this, and then direct somebody comes past, and what they normally will do, as the person tries to come past, they don't know how to make anything, so they make this and go direct into this position because they're not so good from this position, but they see it in Jiu-Jitsu. So I always say, if, you know, in the randori or when we make randori, it's important to try to fight hard to make to be this person, and make it to the back. So, for instance, when we started from here, I always say it's important that we try to move around, and simply like we did this morning, when the partner is trying to attack, then we're making options to get around back. Okay? And we're not just going here or here. Yeah? We're making movements to get around. Okay? And I do a lot of always from this position or this position for my knee workout. But I can move more. Okay, to make some leggings and stuff from here. Okay. Well, important. Round. When we find this position, then we're able to keep weight on the partner and control it. Yeah? But sometimes the younger guys will be a little bit lazy. Just slow and the partner can get off. Here, nice and fast. Yeah. So the first drill, all we're going to do, we start in this position, we make a cross grip, even if the partner gets a grip. We don't snap it or try and lift it. You hit it. Hit it. This. Move fast. Okay. This. Good. And right. From this position. Move. Move. Okay. From here. I get the grip directly, but don't try and grab it. I just want to hit it directly up and to the back. I don't need to keep the grip. Once I have this position, this is my important position, and you can see I'm putting here. This is my control. This is for control here. If I move, this is control from the hip. My weight is down. When I spin, my chest is on. Okay. My hands are here. I'm not on top like this. My hands are here. Okay? I'm spinning. For this part, for this moving round and round and round partner, we used to do it for 15-20 minutes before we started Niwaza. And then we started off with different drills. We would start off just moving round, then we start making some rolls. Okay? For the first part, we will just move around the partner like this. Moving around, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Keeping a good balance. The only thing that has contact, the feet, the chest, the hands, for stability. After we make a few times round, Then we make a few times and we make a roll. The roll is only part of the exercise. It's not important. It's not important what roll you make. But generally I make one from the front, one from the back. I'll show you. So, as I move around, I roll and partly direct. From here, then I will move around, move back, and roll. To feel where the partner is. Just constantly moving around the partner and rolling. First, only this. Moving around, keeping the weight down. After, we start the rolls. Okay? So when I say now, put the roll in, we'll start to put the rolls in. Nice and warm. Yeah? Okay, so we'll move on to a little bit of technique. The first few techniques we're going to do. We're looking at the technique, but we're also looking at the levers. Okay, one thing important when we do knee water technique is your first catch, your first part of the technique has to be really quick. And with knee water, after the first part, then you can slow it down and make everything tight. Yeah, really, really tight. But the first part is the speed of the catch. And that's why this drill that we did, moving around the partner, is so important. For instance, you know, if my partner's made, make it seem like this is so good in this So, yeah, and your partner's not down here. Of course, my catch is for Sangaku, the Sangaku Jimmy. I need to be around without my partner escaping. So, just to move with the speed to fight my first catch. Yeah. Okay. So, the first part of the session is going to be looking at Sangaku Jimmy, right? Just to make the catch into the hold down or into the strangle and arm lock. Okay. A lot of people know to get here. It's when they come to get the arm, especially with the younger ages, that's where it starts to fall apart. They take the arm and they just start to pull like this, to pull at the arm. Obviously he doesn't want his arm to come up, so once they start to pull, you keep the arm down, they start to throw the weight and they have nothing. Or they start to throw themselves backwards in this position and the partner keeps the arm down by the side and they have nothing. Okay? So what we're looking at is how to use our own arms and our arm strength to lever the arm on, to make everything tight. Once we make everything tight, then we start with the rolling. We don't just throw ourselves over. Okay, so Sangaku Jimmy. Here, we lock the legs in, we go for the arm. Okay, I'm not going to lean down like this, but I lean just far enough. The first step is to pull the arm to here. Yeah. So my opposite arm is going to go through the gap. But first, I have to make a small pull enough to get my arm in. And I wrap. Yeah. If my elbow is up, I can't use it as a lever. So, when I make my elbow here, even when my partner tries to bring his arm really tight in, he can't. Yeah, so we have this lever. Tie off. Now we can start Sangaku Jimmy. Yeah. This is the hardest one, just to get this on. Keep it in, get your elbow up on the back. Leave it in. This arm must stay down. Tie off. And once you have this tied off, you have so many opportunities, so many possibilities. It doesn't have to be Sangaku Jimmy. Of course, you can just make your way around. And it's so hard then for this partner to escape because you have that whole shoulder tied up. You can only really turn in towards me. You can only really turn this way. And then it's difficult still. Yeah. So this is the key. First, yeah. It's not going to be easy. We bring the elbow up into the back, lever. Use it as a lever. Keep it down. Okay, lever. Tie up. Of course, Sangaku Jimmy, pull to the side. Tighten, yeah. Arm lock. Hold down. Okay. Do Sangaku. Okay? So most of us should know Sangaku Jimmy. The important part is the arm. To tie it off and make it strong. Okay? Once we get to this position, of course, we can go through everything with the arm lock on, making the hold down here. And you can make it like we did with the beginning, moving around the partner. If you want, sometimes you start from the back, move around, direct, with the legs in, start to work the arm, yeah. Arm, into the back, lever up, tie up. Okay, just this first part. Let's get to this first part, just here. And then we have a look at the rest after, just the first part. Okay. Keep everything tight. That's the key point to the Sangaku. And that's why first we're thinking about the arm, tying off the arm, then we make the roll. We've seen it where a lot of people go Sangaku Jimmy and they will get their legs really nice, roll themselves backwards with just this and spin through. Okay? So that's why we start with the arm and we build. It doesn't even matter if the legs aren't so good. If we can't get them legs all the way in, but we manage to get the arm, and the arm is tied up, it doesn't matter if the leg is here. Because now I still have something. I can still have something. I have a control. Okay? So that's why it's so important that the arm is tied. And this lever, the lever, of course, sometimes it's going to be really strong. It's going to be difficult if we're not quick enough to pull it out. Okay? So, of course, if that arm's really deep in, really deep here, it's not going to be possible for me to just pull it out to there. If I can just get just this, so I can just see my fingers. Just this, even when the arm's still in. All I want is just to see my fingers. Then, I can take my own hand and pull enough, keep it, just pull enough just to get my elbow to here. Once my elbow's here, I dig my elbow and I peel up. Then I can take. Okay? Now I have my position. Now it should be finished. Okay? Here. Heel, up. Okay. If the Sangaku is what we really, really, really want, you know, I might be specialist Sangaku, only can make Sangaku. Can't get it from here, they're too tight. Okay? My legs aren't in a good position. I can also spin round to the back. Okay? With speed and make the entry onto the hand. Okay. Same side. From here, like we did earlier, spinning. I spin round. I have my same entry, exactly the same. And my arm is here already. Yeah. Okay. So from here, we make a few times. We take the arm. They keep it in, my hand is pretty much touching the mat. I grab my own hand, I pull up. I make my catch, I keep it strong. The next time, the arm's too far through, can't get it. I try to pull it out, can't get it. So, I spin to the back, same, follow underneath the armpit, I grab the wrist, only for a minute. Spin round. My arm was off the wrist, turn. Yeah. Tie off. Same way, exactly the same. Same position, yeah. Ready to go. The finish at the moment is not important. Tie off is important. So, if we've come even from the back, here, taking the wrist in, moving round, of course, we want this. Right. what we find, sometimes the arm just comes up the back here. Yeah? Every time. Snap it down, back to here. Yeah. Okay? So when the arm is here, you have nothing to tie up. Just bring it back into here. Tie it off. And from this position we have everything that we want to do. Before we go into the techniques, before we go into making the sangaku, doing the arm lock, the strangle, we're just going to go one more position, just to show you from transition, direct from transition. So, okay, so for me I would normally do it on the other side. I've done it this side just for right-handed. Right. So imagine, fighting, something's happened, we knock the partner down to this position. Now, direct from this position, over the top, here, you have this same position. I'm pulling my partner in, I tie up. Directly from standing to Niwaza. Okay? Directly from. So I make some movement, go down, yeah, direct. On the top of the arm, pull in, and I wouldn't go directly down, I will keep my partner off. Here, tie up. Now we have this position again. Simple. Now we can start to make the techniques. Because that's so simple, I will go directly to the technique. Make all three of them. Keep the control. First one, we just pull through. Always pulling the arm in, big stretch with the leg. Take it right round. Strangle. Don't keep it tight for so long. Here. You need a little bit of tightness. Take the arm for the arm lock. Not up. Okay, you can. But it's quite difficult to get enough drive to arm lock here. The arm lock. Down. This is the easier. Down and the long. Okay. Otherwise, hold down here. Hold down here. However you want. Okay. Like I said, the finish is not the important part. If you don't make it to this, it's because you haven't done the right stuff at the beginning. Yeah? That's the important part at the beginning. Okay, let's start to finish off. Same position. Only for the same position. Okay? Just a small covering of the last one from the direct transition. And nowadays when we make a transition, the first thing that a lot of people are looking for, instead of the Niwaza, is they're first looking for a throw. Unless it's totally dead. Unless it's totally to the floor. Okay? But the reason why now when I make this movement and the partner's going into this position, I'm not taking all my weight down on the partner, I'm locking and I'm keeping my partner up because there's still a chance to throw the partner. Yeah? When I'm here, I can get a score, I can still get Wazari. Okay? So when I make this movement, I'm bringing my partner up. Yeah? You can't grab my legs anymore, you can't take me down. Okay? So when I'm here, and I come over the top, and keep my partner up. Right? Maybe I have a chance to come through, simulation, and get the score. Okay? So we're not going directly down with it. When the technique's dead, here, okay, I'm not going to make a throw. Of course, I have this position, I'm ready for my Sangaku Jimmy. And like I said, for the Sangaku Jimmy is for you to play with. Once you have this, you play. You can make Sangaku, you can say, okay, turn that back. Yeah? When the partner's resisting this way, you can come through, then come this way. Okay, but that's for you to play with. Okay? The important part for me is the arm, because the arm is the point that we never tie up, and it always gets left, and then the technique isn't tight. Okay? This position, from the back, this position, always moving up into the body, and from direct from the front, and using the arm, as a lever. Okay. As a lever. So hold it. Okay. So 3 options, all for this position, but it's such a strong position that I think it's important that we learn this. So from here, further round. This is the important part. Okay, I can't just pull it. Okay, I can pull it so far, but I have to start to use my arm to lever his arm around. It's too strong. So the first point will just be here with my grip. I just start to lean. The second point, okay, I take his head across. Yeah, and again, my arm is doing exactly the same thing we talked about as a lever. Now from here, all I'm doing is letting my partner roll through to here. And now I have this position. Okay, it's not hold down, well, it is actually a hold down, but your partner will try and turn because it is a hold down, and then you have the option due to Katami. Okay? And the only reason we're doing this is just to explain, and so you get the feeling of using the arms as levers. And I'll show you quickly what I mean about the transition. So imagine I've just dropped, he just dropped. I come round to here, but he wants to stay on his front. I only have this hand. I move direct round. I use my arm as the lever here so he can't pull it back. Come direct down. Through to here. Okay? And this technique was shown to me by one of my first coaches when I started full-time judo. He was a very good niwaza. All his fights in his competitive career was niwaza. And he used to always say, okay, yeah, niwaza, it's a lot about technique, but sometimes it's only about hurting your partner or giving them a little bit of pain or extreme. He used to always say extreme violence is the way. Okay. So yeah, of course, sometimes you have to use the elbows and stuff to keep tight and to really give a little bit of pain. But for this is the practice of using your arms in the right way with your partner. Okay. So if it's in this situation, it's not possible. The arm is too far through. So I tuck the knee up. Okay? From here, I reach around, hold in. Yeah? See how I sit back? If I'm in this position, can't do it. So sit on the partner, then turn my arm, elbow down, yeah, into his back. My next move, swipe across, yeah. Just turn. Then when your partner wants to turn either way, the juji there. This is more, it's more of a technique obviously for older people, but it's still good to learn because it still gets, the younger ones getting used to learn how to use their elbows and how to use their arms to lever their partner over. Not just about pulling and pushing, it's also about levering the partner. Okay, one more time. Kick, knee underneath. If I need, I can hit it as well from this side. I just want to pull it back, lean back, elbow down, lever. Pull your elbow back, make it back through. Can't. No, pull it this way. Yeah, you can't. I've trapped it. Cross, like a cup, around. No grip, just cup. Okay. One more time. Kick through. Take. Pull. Elbow down. Elbow down. Okay. I'll quickly do one more time on somebody so partner gets a look as well. In the flat position, my first point is just this. Just the knee. The knee through. From here, I pull end of the jacket. You see, I didn't get the arm as far across. So I just pull down, push his head down. Now I have this. Okay, it's enough. Now from this, I can sit and wait, whichever way he goes, and make the juji on the other side. So if he turns that way, it's juji on the other side. Important, we make the lever. Okay, so imagine, I'll make a Thai toss you, I make something. I don't throw my partner goes to the ground. My partner goes here. Okay, from this position, look, I have the sleeve. Right? I pull it around. See what I did? Push the shoulder down. Yeah. Now it's locked. This is locked. If I leave it like this, he can pull through. Lock. Now he can't pull through. Okay? It's just the same, but this time from a transition situation, from tachiwaza to niwaza. Okay?
Can you just show the finish?
Yeah. So, you got nothing down. I turn, hand goes down. Here. And I don't want him to turn. Sit on the back. Lock. Same side. This hand, opposite side. Slide against the head. So I'm pushing the head to the side, the elbow. Once I have this, I can loose the arm. I don't need the end of the sleeve, because now he can't pull through because I have it. Yeah. Then, underneath, onto the same. And I end up, tight. My legs, tight. Tight because if open, maybe you can turn fast. I don't make juji tummy. Here, as it turns, I have juji tummy. Okay? 5 more minutes. Only feel, we're only using the arms as the levers. They're the most important part. The lever, I don't know how to say it in German, but obviously, when we're driving the arm down to pull through. Okay? The same with the Sangaku Jimmy. So the principles are the same. Getting this arm up in the air and tying it off is the most important thing, but using the arms to make it. Okay? Because what happens a lot when we come to, especially with the younger guys when we're coaching, you show them a technique. You show them a technique, such as this simple technique. They start to make a push from here, and they start to try and push their partner, and they're not looking and they're not thinking about the actual mechanics, how it's working, how you're first pulling through here. Then you start just to lean. They start to first, they get their hands in, and it's not working. Yeah, because the smaller things they're not making right. And it's the same with the Sangaku, you have to make the small things right. When you're tying off and they start to pull their partner on top of them. They're not actually thinking about what's going to make the technique work. Okay? So that's why I like to do the Sangaku a lot, because it really teaches the principles of tying up and making the techniques tight. Okay? So on that, we'll make one more small technique very, very quickly. It is very quickly, and it's just off the back. So the situation we talked about when we first talked about niwaza, what the children are doing, going into this jiu-jitsu position. Okay, I see it a lot in the European Cups and the cadets at the moment. So when they find this position, partners on the back, okay, maybe one leg caught, 2 legs caught, and they make it maybe to this position. Now in this position, what you see, they put their weight on, they start to make, and they think, let's get the leg out direct. Okay, the first thing they think about is this. Okay, with the Sangaku we talked about tying off first, making the arm tight, then we can make the hold down. So, if I release the leg, because I've made a lot of work, I release the leg, what's he going to do? Turn out, exactly. So, of course, as soon as I hit this position, He feels safe, he has a leg. For me, the first thing to do is tie off the head, of course. I don't go direct for the head because maybe he's going to block me. I come in, round. I stay low, in, round. Once I have this, then what I'm doing is I keep this shoulder. It's tight. Now you can't move this way or that way. Now I can create space. From this position, I bring his legs to this way. I can go far away. And it's safe. It's safe. If I make this, they roll me off. And I'm here, and slide through, tight, start to wear, tie off, this is tight. Then, what I need to make, this leg to this side. My hips, from here, away. Now, I pull up, top leg, up, through. Okay? Really safe, really easy, tight, without this. Okay? Or this, even this isn't good enough. When you take the leg, try and take the leg out, it's not tight enough. They can roll in. So, when the leg is through, the leg, when I turn to the side, is always the one that is higher. Okay? So if it's the other leg, so change the legs. If it's this leg, I will come to this side, so the leg is higher. Hand around, then we tie through, make it as tight as we can, create some space, push the leg away. Okay, really easy, but the head is important. We tie the head off, then we make the technique. Really important for opportunities for children, for them to be able to pin the partner and control the partner. Okay, it's really quite important. And I have many opportunities from this position as well. But let's just have a look at how it's working. So let's have a look how it's working. The first point is you see the partner has the leg and the knee is trapped. That's the first problem, right? But we need to tie the partner off. So like we've done, I start low so I don't give them any opportunities. I bring the head in. Even when I tie this off, I stay in tight. Once it's tight, this is the problem. This is the problem. If I start to use strength and push, of course he's going to stay tight. Watch. I hit it. And as soon as I hit it, out. Yeah? Then I've created this space. So I can pull the leg up, put my foot in, push away. Okay? Strength is rarely the answer in judo. Just pure strength is generally not the answer. Okay? Sometimes a bit of technique, speed to create the power, to create the movement. Okay, so with the trapping of the head, we make sure everything's tight. The technique in which we use, we come along the body, tie it off. All I do is hook the head. like this, so he can't move it out. Just this. Keep it in tight. Maybe I can't, it's going to take me a minute. Feed. Once I have, keep it tight. Yeah. Roll in. He may feel danger, he may not feel danger. He might think he's safe. When I do that, he feels danger. At this point, sometimes they roll in. Roll in. Look, see how I have it tight? Okay? I did this because I have a strangle also from here. But even if he rolls in, roll in, I know I can keep him tight there because this is trapped. And I can maybe escape the leg, hold him down. For me, which maybe we have a look at tomorrow, I can make this strangle from here. Yeah, there's a strangle there. Just a progression of the technique. But the main thing is we learn how to get a leg out from in between the legs. And like I said, now, when you go to training camps as a cadet, everybody makes this position. And if you're ready for it, you make 5 or 6 hip-ons on your partner really quickly because they do this. And once you do that, they stop making this position. Then you get a fight, a proper randori. But until then, they make this on the back and it's boring. Okay? But if you're ready, as soon as they go on the back, you're ready to come through, you tie off, and it's finished. Okay? So very important position. Okay. And obviously, the stuff that we've done already with the levers, that's the most valuable from this off the top position when we're thinking about tightness for the kids to learn how to develop judo and knee roller.